How do you
layers.
cope?
Say that again.
How do you cope? When
How
the
do you?
Trump administration started attacking women and discontinuing funding for like the small bit, like the women-owned businesses and different things, I called Sharon up and I was like, "How do you do this? Oh my God, how do you do?" Like, so I'm like, how do you cope in a world like this, where we currently are in this current administration in 2026? But this is just the latest intensification of an underlying reality that you both live in, and I don't, and I would just love to know for the other women of color that are watching this podcast, how do you cope?
Well, I think for me, I come from a long line of resilient women that has been dealing with this all their lives. And we have to be resilient. We cannot give up. We have to be there for our next generations or whatever. And we do what we can to support, love them, and educate them on some of the past experiences that we went through and try to make sure that they have a community around them that will and can support them. Other than that, I mean, it this stuff that's just happening now, it's I sometimes say, I don't know how my ancestors did this. I some days that I'm like, what do you
Yeah.
think, Annette? It's
Uh, For me, it's I cope through connection, and
yeah,
uh, by that, you, Sharon and Mary. You pretty much demonstrated that with
yeah,
exactly what you just
yeah.
said. It's I'm able to tap out and not care about some things
Mm,
that very much impact me because there are people that care about me around me that do.
yes.
So I don't have a political bone in my body. I don't, politics is not my thing. And I don't want to have political discussions about my life, a la Black Lives Matter. My life is not up for political debate, is how
Mhm.
I feel about that. However, I know it's a debate all day, every day. So I know that because it's a debate all day, every day, it's important enough for me to know about it and have my eyes on it or have somebody looking out and saying, hey, Annette, you need to pay attention now, or it's okay, Annette, I got this. And my husband very much does that. He loves this stuff and that's his thing. And he goes all out. And there are things he'll ask me to pay attention to, and there'll be things he'll be like, you're not gonna really want to get with this one. And that is just that's community, no matter regardless of race
Right.
and what we do for each other. And I think that when you get to know somebody, when you live in their life, where they might need a break and where they might need to sit something out, or when you meet them. I know that one person I was working with one time, I came in to it was my supervisor, and I came in, it was during COVID, so all of our meetings were via Zoom, and whatever was happening, and I it was all I could do to show up. It was either call in for the day or show up, and I needed the money, so I showed up and fixed my face, and I was trying not to cry, and she took one look at me and she's like, Annette, I think that today I'd like you to take the day off and just know that I'm going to be holding the hope for you.
Yes.
And before I could say anything, she like ended the conversation. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh. And then the next day when I went back, she was like, you needed it, whatever it is, and you didn't need people prying, and you just needed, and
Yeah.
that's the connection that I just sometimes we just need some people to see that we've had enough.
You're
We
right.
do all this. We do this all day, every day. But sometimes it's enough. And which I guess leads to allyship. I don't believe that I can call myself an ally. It's the person I'm trying to be an ally to that calls me an ally, because I'm only an ally when I've shown up for somebody the way that they needed, where I've continued where they weren't able to. So if I showed up in a rally that they didn't go to or a protest that they didn't go to, you can bet your ass that I would be like, hey, Mary, you're an ally because you showed up. I can't do one more protest. Thank you for
Mhm.
doing that for me. I
Mhm.
drive by on my way to work. There are people that are protesting about ICE right now. Thank you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because scary just to live my life right now. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
have the wherewithal to go out and protest about it. It's scary just
Mhm.
living my life. Right. And
Mhm.
so true allyship, in my opinion, is you doing the things that I'm not safe to do.
Right.
Mary, you're safe all day, every day to
Right.
not only protest, but I can see you out there with your sign, testing everybody out and daring somebody to say something about it or do something about it. For me, I could do the same things, very different outcome.
Very
Would
different.
include sirens in jail and
Right.
And now I feel bad. I feel bad because I haven't been to any. I moved to Canada. That's my protest. I'm like, I'm out. Y'all are
you move to
crazy. I'm
Canada,
out.
but then we all do what we can,
Well,
what we can
yes.
when we can, and in the ways that we can. And this podcast is one of them.
You're
Yes.
right.
Somebody somewhere is going to
Okay,
see
I feel better.
something, and
Exactly.
it's
Okay.
we all do what we can when we can. And I bet you very much so Sharon calls you an ally without me even asking
Oh,
her. But come on,
absolutely.
Sharon.
Mary, I have my peer supporters and people around me that I could call up when and will come in a heartbeat. She'll be here in a minute. She will be and have. And so And we need that. We all need that. We need to. I show up, and I will show up for her in a heartbeat,
And
anytime,
she
any
has.
day, anyway.
And she has, right? We show up
Yes.
for each other. So it's, to me, it's not even allyship. It's just friendship.
Yeah.
It just happens to be
Yes.
the first time, one of the first times I met, well, I've known Sharon for a while, but we were driving someplace and there was three people in the car and I was sitting in the back seat. Sharon was driving and there was another person in the front seat. And we dropped that person off and we only had about a mile to go down the road. So I wasn't going to get out of the car and get in the front seat because I was like, whatever, lazy. And she's like, "You gonna stay back there, Miss Daisy?" Like, yes, I am. And it was
Yeah.
like it was like we just can talk. It was like we just were immediately at ease talking about race and stuff. It's just like
Not a problem. Not a problem.
so tell me this: how, when you're working in the system, how, as the behavioral health system, what are some things that need to happen to make it more welcoming to the minority community?